For the first time in 2026, the SPC has issued a Day 4 Plus outlook. That is going to be for a very significant severe weather threat on Thursday, along with record-breaking warmth and a potential nor'easter as we head towards the end of the month. So first, to start out with, we do have our Day 4 slight risk stretching from like St. Louis area, just southeast of St. Louis, over here to southwest Ohio. And this is equivalent to the slight risk variant on the regular Day 1 to 3 risks. It would be equivalent to 5% tornado risk or a 15% wind or hail risk, and is generally something to be concerned about as it is a Day 4 outlook and could be upgraded to enhanced based on whatever happens in the forecasting in the future. Right now, the models are kind of split, but if they start narrowing down on a more intense solution, then that's going to be a little more worrying. So here's our energy mixed in. This is, again, going to be Thursday the 19th. That is 3 days from today, Monday the 16th. And as you can see here, we do have some CAPE, or just basically storm fuel here. And for this time of year, that's pretty far to the north and pretty widespread, meaning we could actually have a decent widespread outbreak as our temperature clashes at this time of year are greater than what they would be in, let's say, May, when the amounts of CAPE are like way higher. So let's actually look at what we're looking at right now. We have atmospheric rivers pounding the west coast. I covered that more in detail in the last video, but they're going to just continue to pound. Here's our midweek system. We have still very, very strong low pressure, especially for not really having anything associated with it. And it is going to most likely produce some very heavy snow up here in the upper Midwest through Canada and a little bit into the Northeast, but should start lessening as it heads toward the Atlantic seaboard over here. But right behind this system is where we're really worried about our severe weather. We have a bunch of heat over here, and behind this low pressure area, we have a bunch of cool air, and this is going to intensify into a relatively powerful storm, powerful enough to produce some severe weather, as the cold air is going to dive behind and our warm air is going to combine, and that will help along with our energy here. We're going to have plenty of storm fuel for storms in this region to happen. Could even happen further to the south, as this shows. But the GFS is a lot less bullish on this system. We'll look at the Euro. It's completely different. We have that powerful system. We're pretty much confident that this could bring some light severe weather throughout the lower Great Lakes region, but this is not our main event. And again, the heavy snow is going to be really the main thing here. Also, we do have some freezing rain to talk about in some localized areas, but as you can see, our European model is a lot stronger with our low pressure area, making it, instead of a 991, it is now 989, and it gets way more intense, and our severe weather is breaking out way more widespread. Now, what about our nor'easter that could happen closer to the end of the month? Well, here is that system here, and here's what the GFS is showing here. Okay, I'm going to show a bunch of models for this because it does show a lot of uncertainty, but also some sort of consistency between the models. See, we have a lot of cold air diving behind, and we have moisture from Texas, which is most definitely going to come after this severe weather threat. It might be small, but we are also going to have a low pressure over here, and these two need to combine for anything crazy to happen. And as you can see with the GFS, they do combine, and lining up perfectly with the cool air, we are seeing some snow on the northwest side, and as a classic system at this time of year, it is now paralleling the East Coast, and because of the warm water being entrained into it, we're seeing tons and tons of snow being dumped up there. But again, this is just one model run. I do want to show you the trend with the GFS. So here's what it was looking like last night. We had like barely a system here, still kind of combining, but just some light snow. Here's early this morning, is actually showing a pretty powerful storm. Not nearly as much offshore as what it was showing now, but very powerful. And as you can see, The 6Z also showing a very powerful storm. That's also this morning. And then this afternoon, with our 12Z, we are seeing quite a powerful system. And our 18Z is coming in right now, but we literally only have 18 hours into the future, so I can't really look at that. So what about our European model? So after, this severe weather threat, we're going to have some cool air, but it doesn't come nearly as far south as the GFS shows. And I feel like that's the key, because here's our snow over here, and here is our rain over here. And these two need to combine. And as you can see here, the Euro shows this one lagging behind the rain over here, and the low pressure just kind of dissipates with barely any snow up here, which is a lot different from the GFS. And it basically shows nothing, and we just have some cool air behind it. But I do also want to show our AI model, which has been really good with hurricanes, and it does not show precipitation type, but it does show low pressure areas, and I do want to mention that it shows this area here combining with it and producing some sort of snowstorm, but it does keep more offshore than a GFS. Now here is yet another model. This is our Canadian model, and this is actually the 12Z run, which does show a little bit of something here. It's not a ton, but it is a little. And our 0Z also showing about the same thing. And one more model I did want to look at right here. This is our 12Z for the Icon right now, and it shows a very strong cone head from the beginning, and combining with all that cool air, it makes it more of just a northeast snowstorm than a nor'easter. The most recent run of that does not show anything. And now going over the temperatures over the next little bit, I did want to go in detail over what the GFS and the European are showing differently here, as we do have our cool air moving in on Thursday that is going to help spark this severe weather. It is going to get our record-breaking heat wave also out of the way, except for you guys in the very southeast. But eventually, according to the GFS, that is also going to leave, as we have a huge area of cold air, and this would actually fuel our cyclone located right over here. That is just insane. But on the other hand, this is our European model, showing a also still very strong cold front pushing through, but a lot less cold, a lot less fast, and it is not nearly as severe as the GFS until a lot later on. So the time frame for this GFS would be like early next week, Sunday into Monday, according to the GFS, and the peak would actually be on Monday. So we're looking about a week out from now. But let's see what's beyond that. As you can see, we're only halfway through. And look at this pattern that the GFS shows. Takes a little bit, but we have yet another weather system and a very, very powerful cold front severe weather system. Yeah, I think we're going to be in a very active pattern. As for temperatures peak, really quick, we are going to be near 90 as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. Last video, I did show some 90s. Those are still showing up as we head into Thursday. So, still something to watch down here in South Texas, as that could be insanely warm. Yeah, and that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later this week.